Have you ever wanted to bring in a speaker on a topic like drug and alcohol abuse, mental health, sexual health, diversity, inclusion, or any of these topics that are relevant for students today? Sometimes we want to bring someone in and we're met with a response, we don't have the funds. This can be so frustrating, but I want to help you out. As a speaker myself, I want to give you 10 ways how you can afford any speaker, even if you're on no budget. Let's dive right in. The first thing that you can do is to show off your speaker. Now, marketing is difficult. It takes money, it takes energy and time. So if you're willing to show off your speaker to more people that can potentially book them for presentations, then you're going to save them money if I put you in front of them by either inviting them to the presentation or sending them a link to your videos and your website. I can introduce you to all these people who could potentially book you as well. What's that worth to you? That's the question. The question is, what is this worth to you? How can I help you and your career? Tip number 2, you can split line items. Now, I know that the budget says there's only this much money, but odds are you're only looking at one line item in your budget. But in reality, speakers often have other products. They have books. They might have t-shirts. They might have other products like in courses that can help your students. So ask them, what else do you have that could be valuable for my students? The third tip is just to book them early. Oftentimes, the longer you wait to book someone, it means there's more stress. It means there's more costs for travel because as you get closer to that date, the plane tickets go up, the rental car that they need goes up, like hotels and lodging. So an easy way to save money on your speakers is to know what you want ahead of time and to contact that person. The fourth tip is to collaborate. Partner up with other organizations and departments so you can split the cost in half. This one is huge, especially for my field with drug and alcohol and vaping prevention. It's so simple because there's so many partners. So ask yourself, with the topic that you're trying to bring in, who else can you ask to come on board who's going to benefit from the program? Number 5 is press record. And it's that easy. Can you set up an iPhone and record this person's presentation? Ask them how much that's worth to them. Or if you have a department or know someone who's good with film and videography, can you ask them to come take photos and videos? Professionals pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for professional marketing. That includes photo and video. And if you save them money, they should want to pass those savings on to you. Tip number 6 is to catch some headlines. This means, can you get this speaker on radio, television, newspapers, any other maybe influencers, blogs, podcasts, hosts, anything that you can think of that you can help them get positive press, that's going to help them. Now this one's a fun one. It's called the bucket list. If your speaker wants to do something that's in your town, then you have an opportunity to get them at a reduced cost. They can get comped some kind of experience by saying, hey, the ski shop is sponsoring our speaker by giving them a free ticket to the mountain. And so you can leverage that and say, hey, listen, we can't pay your full fee, but maybe we can get you something that you want to do. Maybe you wanted to stay at this fancy hotel, or maybe you want to have an experience that's in our town that's really unique. And while you're here, we can help you do that. So if your town has something cool, see if it's on that person's bucket list, and maybe you can facilitate that experience for them. A number 8 you might have heard of. It's called block booking. And basically what it means is instead of hiring a speaker to come travel to your destination and then travel back home, which means 2 flights, probably a hotel room stay, a rental car, things like that. But instead you can block book them where you reach out to some schools and organizations nearby and they can do multiple presentations. So instead of using all that travel and just serving one school, they can do all that travel and serve 3, 5, 10 schools. The more you have with you, the more the price reduction is going to be for everyone. So make sure to communicate with your schools nearby and see, hey, who else is interested in this presentation? Because I'm thinking about bringing them in. And if we work together, we can save a ton of money. Tip number 9 is to ask a donor or a sponsor. And honestly, this is anybody who cares about your audience or who can benefit from the presentation. Now, some easy ones off the bat. If you're serving youth, then I know organizations that are local like the Rotary Club, Kiwanis Club, Elks Club, United Way, the YMCA, they often have budgets set aside for things like this, unique opportunities to help youth. Don't be shy to ask a for-profit business for money either. Sponsors are everywhere and they want to be associated with a good cause. If you can get sponsors, that's an amazing benefit. It could pay for your whole entire event. And finally, number 10 is grant funding. I will not pretend that this is easy. This is probably the most difficult thing to do, even harder than getting sponsors. But if you have someone on your staff who loves writing and who understands the grant process, then this can bring in tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars and have an annual basically return, because you can get, biannual, 3-year grants, 5-year grants. But once again, this isn't like an easy thing that you just do it on a whim, because it takes time and it's very competitive. But if you have somebody who's talented at writing and who's willing to learn the grant writing process, you could do really, really well by using this. I hope you found these tips really, really helpful, and you can use at least a couple to save money on your next speaker or presenter. Have a great day, save some money on speakers, and impact the world.